Well, you guys are getting editor voiceover H1. Um, at least the footage is still usable. It just sucks that I spent 30 minutes just to not have the mic properly on in OBS. So I'm going to talk over this and try to explain everything over again. Here we go. If you guys didn't know, there was a alpha test for carx reversing online 2 that is currently still available. What this actually adds into the game is something that needed to be in the game for a hot minute now, I'm going to be honest. And that is liveries. They added the livery editor, which is very, very cool. It's basically like the mobile version, but on to the PC version of the game. It's pretty awesome. I actually kind of like this a lot, and we're going to be going over everything. They also added brand new cars. They added the 7 from the playtest, but now actually into the game finally, which is also awesome because that means more variety, and that's really what the game needs, at least in my opinion. I can't wait for more cars and new cars to be added. I really would love to see. I would like to see the good old RTR Mustangs. You guys know I love those things. But I would love to see the S650, whatever it's called. That one, the full thing in there. That would be awesome. Dark Horse kind of style, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, I'm surprised it's not in the game already because it's a pretty used chassis, especially if they want to do comp drifting, because there's a lot of them. But side tangents out of the way. Starting out, livery editor, it is really like the carx street version and the DRO1 version combined together. What I mean by that is it takes some of the stuff from street, being the sort of mobile aspect, being the camera moves with like the design. It like changes, and I don't like it a whole bunch when it does that, when you're like moving left and then it moves it and twists it around. It's a little weird, um, but I don't really know why it's there, especially when I feel like they have the options of rotating it yourself, but it does. It is what it is. So it's a little finicky at times, but that's okay. That's also what it was like in Street, so I'm kind of used to that. And then it has all the stuff from DRO1 back, which is awesome, like the flags and all the different kind of festival stuff and everything like that. It's really cool. I love to have flags back. That was something that was missing in Street that I think could have been really cool. I just like repping my flag. You know, if you guys didn't know, I'm Canadian, but I think it's just a really unique touch and also allows for kind of more delivery designs. I can't speak today, but all in all, I actually really like it. The UI is really cool, and also I love the little like HUD thing, the circle HUD thing. That's so sick. It's so neat and tidy compared to the other ones, and it allows just to have a nicer outlook on things instead of everything being in your face. So in all, I think they have something really cool. That's just kind of some things that are kind of, always going to be a little bit off, but then again, it's the alpha test. And also, one thing that I do got to mention, I don't really like that you have to scroll halfway through the list just to find a basic square. It's a little weird, and I'm used to it just popping up immediately, but it kind of being further down the list, it's a little awkward, especially because basic shape should be the first thing, I feel like, um in the editor. So that way you have kind of your basic stuff and then like all the stuff afterwards. That stuff kind of doesn't matter, but I feel like the basic shape should be first. I don't know. Maybe that's just me because that's kind of how it is in a lot of games, but I just feel like it makes sense. I don't know. But again, alpha test, so maybe it will be rearranged when it actually comes out, but it's cool. Of course, I made my S15 from carx Street. It's a little different in this game. I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but it's cool. It's the first livery, so I'm just using it to kind of get used to everything and stuff. But I think it turned out all right. I think it was fun to drive today, and it actually works really well. So I'm gonna play some music. We're gonna get some driving clips of the car, and also playing on the new map, which I'll say my thoughts about at that point. But it's gonna be a little bit different since I'm not yapping over it. So we're just gonna have some chill driving clips for the rest of the video until we get to the new map, which then you'll hear me again. But if you guys want to stick around to that, I did go on to Ebisu at first, and it was a lot of fun. So let's play that. So guys, we are now jumping on to the new map. This map is actually really cool. I do enjoy it a lot. The first section that I went to is the S curves. This section actually is really cool, and honestly might be my favorite of the whole map. I just love the mountain kind of vibes, even though it's not on a mountain. Um, but I just love this kind of style, and I said in the original recording, I still remember this, that I want to recreate something like this in like a Forza, or like, you know, on Forza. So I think that would be really cool as like an estate, having like mountain kind of like full mountain roads. I know some people have made that, but it's really cool. I do like it. I just love the atmosphere and just having nature. It's just really nice. Lovely spot, and it was a lot of fun. Um, Again, just like the colors of the map and all the little tiny like details and stuff is really cool. I do like it. I'll give it props. Um, and I do like that there's more chiller maps as well as comp maps. I feel like that's what they should do in this game, just to appeal to a wider audience instead of being the comp only focus. But then again, that's what they were marketing this game as. But having some of that kind of DRO1 maps style of chill tandem driving, I feel like is going to make this game so much better. And I personally enjoyed both. You know what I'm saying? Then we went over to the drift area. This is also a little awkward, I feel like, for me. It's cool, it's fun. I just don't think there's a lot to it, and although I think it would be pretty fun for some tandems, it's just a little awkward and kind of weird and out of place. I feel like these are perfect two examples where you have one that looks super cool and I feel like works in the map, makes sense for also driving, and then you have like the drift area, which is a little not driftable, I feel like. But then again, it is what it is. There's always going to be the parts of the map that you don't like. It's what happens. It's what happens in map creations, but that's okay. it's still really cool, and I like that they're adding more maps. Definitely keep that up. And finally, to round out today's video, I am going to be showing you guys the whole build for the S15. I'm not going to be talking very much over this, if not at all. I'm just going to be running through the whole build and pause it when you guys want something in particular, or if you want all of it, it's all here. But let's do it. So guys, that was the entire build. Let's jump into the outro. Uh, but with that being said, that rounds out today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell so I know upload, and to stay up to date. And with that being said, I'll catch everyone in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.